first selectman of Brookfield, Connecticut, Stephen Dunn, joins the show. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you guys today?
Hey, Stephen, can you tell me what's wrong with Lou?
Where should we start?
First of all, my apologies for trying to contact you like a 13-year-old girl through Facebook.
I got all a flutter.
Basically, I tried to do the same thing, and he got back to me a month later saying he's not on Facebook that often. Here's my number.
My therapist says we should lead with the positive when having any conversation. Let's go there
Okay, go
first.
ahead.
The different phases, the beautification project, however you title it, what's going on at the Four Corners in Brookfield and is now extending out. Tell us what phase we're in, by the way, and great job. It's been going awesome.
Well, thanks. Yeah, we're in phase 3. We call it the streetscape, and we're in phase 3, and that'll run up the old Route 7 where the dry cleaners is and the physician's building is. And then phase 4 will run from the Four Corners all the way up to Newberry Village. And phase 5 will complete the intersection at Laurel Hill where the new supermarket's going in starting in 2 weeks.
I don't know what any of that means. When is it coming our way? Up.
That's phase 4.
Okay, because I've worked here for 20 years. I don't know what anything's
I need
called.
you to stop talking for a
All right,
second.
you go ahead, Ethan.
Yeah.
What is the huge mound of dirt near the radio station? What is that going to be?
You know, that's a question. They had gotten a permit to level the property, in anticipation of building something there. But it looks to me like they've turned it into a working site to bring material in and then send it back out. We're looking at that to see if it fits in our zoning.
Okay, wait. You said building something there.
Yeah.
What's the something?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
The original intent was to clear the site and put a building up.
Okay.
They're not doing that.
Okay.
So you do.
They got a big hole.
We don't want you to feel like the left out kid. We have a lot of the local dignitaries on, and we want to show you your attention, and we're getting there. Ethan and I are in the process of refining this process so we can talk to everybody in all the towns. You understand, I hope.
Yeah. So 2 times in 6 years is about right.
All right. So maybe we should talk to you more.
Let's talk about this J. Ramen, right? So
Yeah.
I did an article, and then I followed that up with wild speculation. So here's what we know. J. Ramen in Brookfield is set to be demolished, right?
Yep.
So now I was told by someone that the state was going to take over that area. This started like 4 years ago to improve the safety of that intersection. Is that correct? Can we start there?
Partially.
Okay.
6 years ago, after I originally took office, Devin McCaffrey, she owns Chick-fil-A.
I do not, but I would like to
She's
meet.
really, really nice person. She owns Chick-fil-A, and there was a massive problem with coming north on Federal Road and make a left into Chick-fil-A because there's no turn lane.
Right.
So I went up to the commissioner, Jim Redinger, at that time. This was in January, like a month after I took office. I took my chief of police. I took my head of the park public works. Devin came with us. And I said to Jim Redinger, here's what I want. Because Federal Road is owned by the state and they control it. Here's what we want. We just want a left-hand turn lane into Chick-fil-A. And he said no.
Okay.
I said, why are you saying no? And he said, you need a project number. I said, okay, how do I get a project number? Right? Typical state stuff. So we finally get the project number, and they come up with the original design. Guess what that left-hand turn signal is going to cost?
Oh, I can't believe this. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're bad at this game.
Yeah.
$16 million.
Jeez.
Holy cow.
To build a left lane into Chick-fil-A?
No, because the state will only do what they call now complete streets, sidewalks, lights, all bike lanes, everything. And they were going to do from BJ's all the way up to Ramen House.
Okay.
Right? So we went back and forth, and they finally came up with a plan that cost $6 million.
Oh, well.
So what's going to happen at Ramen House is the state has bought that property. If you're coming from the Y,
right,
and you want to get on Federal Road, you will now, in the future, make a left right through the ramen parking lot.
Okay.
And they're putting a light across from O'Connor's, where O'Connor's, and there'll be a traffic light there. And then if you want to go on Federal Road, you make a right.
So my question is then, Did Ramen House know that because they moved in after the state or you and the state started this narrative? They moved in with the intention of doing business. COVID put them out of business. So what did Ramen House know about the state taking their land? Not their land, but where they need to do business. Yeah.
Yeah. So my understanding is the property was still owned by some people, and the Ramen House people rented it, right? Leased it from them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they did significant work inside.
Right.
You know, a couple $100,000 worth of work. And then the state came up and said, hey, we're going to take this property. I do not know if the Ramen House people knew that the state was going to do that. Everyone else was pretty aware of it.
Okay. So I'm glad this is the answer that I wanted. I wanted it to not be your fault. So, but I also want I want to blame someone, and I'm going to go the state. Okay. You know, if we find out that Ramen did not know that the state was going to take this that's wildly unfair.
I agree.
Awesome. This worked out great.
If it's true that the people who own the property knew that the state was going to take it over, and Ramen House came in and did $200,000, whatever it was, worth of work, and they didn't tell them ahead of time.
Right.
I would think they have a civil case.
Well, sure. Oh, I didn't even consider that. I didn't think about that angle. That the owner of the property may have known the state was taking it and didn't pass that message along to the folks renting the property. Oh, okay.
I don't know that for a fact.
Right. Right.
I have a question.
Yes.
When is the new Amazon Fresh supermarket going to open?
It's supposed to open September 15th.
Look at that. Ethan got his answer.
I didn't think I was going to get an answer.
Well, the secret's out. Everybody's
the secret's out.
Yeah.
I think you look at the design.
Yeah, but is it made official from Brookfield?
No, it has not. It's not official. They're still hiding the name of the organization going in there.
It looks like all the other Amazon Fresh buildings.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. But the contractor told us he has a penalty contract, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't have that place up and open and ready to go September 15th, he starts getting penalized.
Whoa. That's some tough business
This comes down from the top, Amazon?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's the way they operate.
Uh-huh.
Well, we have the same thing on our streetscapes. You know, we give the developers a certain amount of time to build it, and there's a penalty clause. If you don't finish by X date, we charge you X amount for every date you run over.
Stephen Dunn, the first selectman of Brookfield, joining the Ethan and Lou Show. We're catching up on a lot of things. We haven't talked to you since I did my article about the vacant properties in Brookfield. And
oh, yeah. Can we talk about those?
Yeah, let's, because sure. I do them, and I did one in Danbury, I forget when, in relation to Brookfield, but it was before the Brookfield properties. I did the Danbury vacant properties, and you know, folks got very upset with me as if I had made those properties vacant and forced them to be that way. Do you know who got mad at me about that, or were you mad, or what?
No, I wasn't mad. I thought you just got half the story.
Okay.
Right? So
I don't know that I got any of the story, frankly.
No, you did. You listed every single one of them. You obviously spent a lot of time taking pictures.
Yeah.
Right? So 5 years ago, we recognized this problem, and I think it was exacerbated by the fact that we have new development in the downtown. You know, Brookfield Village is really nice buildings. People are fixing things up. And so the dichotomy, the difference between buildings that hadn't had any work done on them and the new buildings really evidenced the fact that there was blight, in my opinion.
Right.
So we went and said to these people, hey, we need you to clean this up. And guess what our blight law said we could do back then, 5 years ago?
Nothing.
Only if it's health and safety related.
Uh-huh.
So we went through the process. We created a new ordinance, and the new ordinance allows us to declare a property blighted if it is lowering the value of neighboring properties.
Okay, and I'm assuming you have to prove that.
Yeah. We take pictures. We say, okay, it's not painted, the grass is not cut, the windows are broken, the gutters are full of trees, things like that. So we've been doing that, and we cited approximately 20 properties in the downtown with our new blight rules. And we've ordered 2 properties demolished, 20 Station Road, where the old dry cleaners was, and 864 Federal Road. I call it Tara, in front of the bowling alley where the tree fell on it.
Yeah.
And the owners, it's the same owners for both properties, and we gave them 120 days to either fix the property, come up with a plan for the property, or demolish it within 120 days. That's up in about 2 months.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
If they don't, the town can then go in and demolish it, and we'll put a lien on the properties.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
See?
So you're getting things done. You got all the answers to all
Maybe
the
you should
questions.
have
I love
called
this.
Stephen before you took all those pictures.
And more,
Just saying.
or just messaged him, on
Yeah.
Facebook like I did.
But, there was a certain je ne sais quoi about those pictures. They had a depth to them, right?
He takes some good pictures.
So we're working really hard. If you notice, as you come up to the station on the right,
Yeah.
one property owner has already cleaned up his property,
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah.
right? And we're working to get every single property. Here's what we want. We want the property to look like it's lived in, and here's my criteria. Would I want to live next door to that property?
Right. That is a great way to put it. Great.
And if you
way to
say,
put it.
yes, I do, then we're fine. And we don't want to fine people. We just want you to fix the property up.
There you go. That's
Fair
great
enough.
stuff. That's very fair. Stephen Dunn, unless there's anything else, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Call me anytime.
Excellent.
You got it. Thanks, Steve.
Okay.
Stephen Dunn,
Talk to you
first
soon. Bye,
selectman of
guys.
Brookfield.
Bye.
And while we're here, Ethan,
Yeah.
I wanted to say, since we're talking about this J Ramen thing, and,
Yeah.
and we mentioned, hey, if these folks that rented this property were not told by the people who own the property or the state or both, that's unfair. So any of the involved players have an open invitation to come on the show, whether you own the property or you are the folks that owned J Ramen. If you want to enlighten us as to what actually happened, we would love to hear those answers.
How can they reach out to us? What's the best way to
I
do
don't
that?
know. It's not hard to find us. It's really not. If I give out a direct email, it becomes an S show.
Yeah.
You know how to find us. Just find us.
Right.